The next question is from Colby, talking about Amazon. I'm going to direct this to you, Matthew, because you've been very stellar in raising this issue of profiteering. Given that they're cutting back, they haven't been providing protective equipment, and they have been cutting back on wages within the next few days. Why is the federal government contracting with Amazon for distribution of PPEs for Canada's healthcare workers, when Amazon's shown such a complete disregard for the safety of its workers and even providing adequate wages for its workers?
Yeah, that's an absolutely critical question. And I think it begs the question that there hasn't been a corporate deal that the Liberals and the Conservatives haven't liked. And my concern is that, as Toby identified, that the logistics side, when the deal was first announced, the Liberals carted them out as though they were going to be the shining knights coming in to save us during this crisis. They were supposed to do this contract without profit for a while, undetermined. We don't know what that looks like. We know that they use their logistics side as a bit of a lost leader, but they're also doing the website as well, right? So it's about doing the back end of what Canada Post should be doing. But the trick in privatization, it doesn't happen in the crisis. The trick happened a decade ago when government started underfunding Canada Post. Then they started maligning the services, right? And then they blame the services. There was a big nationwide study that happened. Liberals love to go across the country consulting to find ways that they can modernize Canada Post. When Canada Post 3 years ago put forward a very compelling vision on what they call building community power, right? Which was just a very compelling vision of electric cars, of having postal banking, which Nikki Ashton has just put it forward on, of having a system in this crisis where our postal workers could have acted in the social work capacity. They could have gone door to door, checking in with shut-ins and contributing to a caring economy. But no, what does this government do? They give the contract to Amazon. And it's a very murky contract. We don't know for how much. We don't know for how long. We don't know the terms and conditions. And to put this into perspective for people, because again, sometimes when we hear billionaire stories, when we hear trillionaire stories, there's something in our society that's perverse enough where the working class is almost cheering for this to happen. They almost cheer for these people as though somehow they've earned this wealth. Peter, I'm going to read a headline to you. I'm going to put this headline to you, not as an article from The Onion or the Beaverton, but from Bloomberg. And this article came out on the 25th. And the headline reads as follows: "It's a modern dilemma for the ultra wealthy. A yacht awaits, but how to safely reach it without exposure to the germ-ridden masses." That is a Bloomberg headline
Unbelievable.
2 days ago that really perfectly encapsulates the disdain that the ultra wealthy have for the masses. And what we suggest, what we've been suggesting, the only modern dilemma that we really have for government is a wealth tax that awaits, that will fund our COVID recovery and invest in our healthcare to ensure that future pandemics are properly funded. And I'll leave the viewers with this. There are 87 families in this country who have more wealth than the lowest earning 12 million Canadians, 1/3 of the country. And in 4 years before COVID, it's going to be even more now, but before COVID, those 87 families, while everybody else was taking a beating, they amassed on average per family $800 million. That's what wealth inequality looks like. And shout out to the PPS services for keeping us safe here in Parliament Hill. I'm going to leave on that. 87 families have more wealth than 12 million Canadians.